The inaugural Abu Dhabi Tour will take place from the 8th to the 11th of October, effectively drawing to a close the season for the top pro riders. Now, with the Tour of Beijing no longer, the four-day race with its 3 sprint stages and 1 mountaintop finish has managed to attract a stellar field. So here are GCN's 10 to watch. And who else could we start with but newly crowned world champion Peter Sagan. 15 second places so far this season, washed away in that one instance. Now he's taken 10 wins so far in the 2015 season, but that World Championships win was the biggest of his career to date. And the Slovakian star will no doubt want to tick off his first win in those rainbow bands, which he'll debut at the Abu Dhabi Tour. At the Richmond World Championships, on a course that perfectly suited his strengths, Michael Matthews just couldn't hide his disappointment at finishing second. He claimed that he'd lost gold rather than won silver. Now, he's a punchy climber, best suited to the sprints that finish on a slight rise. He's taken wins this year in the likes of Paris-Nice, the Vuelta a Vasco, the Giro d'Italia, the Tour de Suisse, and more latterly at the Tour of Alberta. And it would seem only fitting that he bookends this stellar season with another win in Abu Dhabi. Whilst Peter Sagan may be wearing the rainbow jersey, few could argue against Alejandro Valverde being the best current all-round cyclist in the pro peloton. After all, he's won the World Tour rankings for the second year in succession by winning races such as Flèche-Wallonne, Liège-Bastogne-Liège, finish on the podium at the Tour de France, 7th overall at the Vuelta, where he won the points classification as well. Now, for most riders, 5th place at the World Championships could be a career highlight, but for Valverde, it was actually the first time since 2011 that he's not finished on the podium. He's had a long season, he might be tired, but it'd be hard to bet against him taking another win here. 2015 has undoubtedly been the best season yet for Australia's Richie Porte. He's taken overall wins at Catalunya, in Paris-Nice and also at the Giro del Trentino, but they were all races held back in the spring, effectively a lifetime ago in the world of pro cycling. Now, the big question is, will the Tasmanian, who moves to BMC next season, still have much left in the tank? He was instrumental at helping Chris Froome to victory at the Tour de France back in July, but actually he's not even raced since then, so it's going to be a real unknown quantity here in Abu Dhabi. The revelation of the 2015 season, Tom Dumoulin, put up a valiant fight recently at the Vuelta a España. He took 2 stage wins along the way and he was in the leader's jersey for 6 days. And actually it was only on the last mountain stage that the pure climbers ambushed him and he eventually lost his podium spot altogether. Now, more recently than that, he took 5th place at the individual time trial at the World Championships and 11th in the road race, so he has shown that he's got some energy left. Had Abu Dhabi got a time trial in it, we would expect him to be the overall favourite. However, as it hasn't, he's just going to have to do his best to once again keep up with the pure climbers on stage 3. It's been a roller coaster season for the Belgian rider Philippe Gilbert. Back in May, he won 2 stages of the Giro d'Italia, but then BMC left him off their Tour de France squad because of a knee injury. He did, however, bounce back fairly well, showing that he'd been working hard in July. Took 2nd at Classica San Sebastian, and more recently, he took top 10s at both of the Canadian one-day World Tour races and at the World Championships, where he was actually the best Belgian rider. A stage win and 2nd overall at the Vuelta, 2 stages at the Tour de France, 2 stages and the overall at the Vuelta a Vasco. Joaquim Rodriguez is a man who excels on very hard climbs. The question is, will the climb on stage 3 to Jebel Hafit be hard enough for him to excel? Well, the answer is, we think so. It's got an average gradient of 7.5% and a maximum of 12%, so he could possibly add to those wins in Abu Dhabi. After his disqualification from the Vuelta for holding onto a team car after a crash, Italian champion Vincenzo Nibali has been a man with a point to prove. And he's pretty much proved his point. He took a win at the Coppa Bernocchi and 2 further podium spots at Italian one-day races on the lead up to the World Championships. Now, the Richmond Worlds didn't really go to plan for Nibali, but he's more than proven that he's got the form that should see him capable of fighting out for the win at his last race of the season. Were it not for one bad day at the Giro d'Italia in May, Fabio could have won 2 Grand Tours this season. Not too shabby really for a 25-year-old. His 2 big goals for the year were the Giro d'Italia and the Vuelta, and he delivered at both. 2 stage wins and 2nd overall at the Giro, and his 1st Grand Tour victory overall at the Vuelta. Now, he's not raced since that race in Spain, so his form again is going to be a little bit unknown. 2015 will no doubt be a year which Marcel Kittel would like to erase from his memory as soon as he possibly can. The early part was completely derailed due to illness. Then he wasn't selected for his team's Tour de France squad because they were citing a lack of fitness. Now, he made his return to competition at the Tour of Poland in August, and he took one stage win and the overall points competition. However, through September, he's been DNF at a number of races. Now, he'll be hoping that the 3 sprint stages, which are probable in Abu Dhabi, will help him to end his season on a positive note and completely end the nightmare. Anyway, we will be on the ground at Abu Dhabi ourselves, so stay tuned for some content coming direct from that race. However, if you can't wait until then, we have got some more content for you to watch right now. So, for example, just up here, you can catch up with Matt Stevens' pre-Vuelta interview with Peter Sagan, and just down here, you can take a close look at Joaquim Rodriguez's Canyon Aeroad CF SLX. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to GCN. All you've got to do is click on me.